This is Department of English, Government Postgraduate College Atak for online classes. Today is 20th August 2020 and I am Muhammad Ali, lecturer in English. We are studying Goodbye Mr. Chips. Today we will discuss chapter number 2 at pages 4 and 5. First of all, I will explain the previous text that we discussed in previous lecture. Reading of that text. Several notable families supported it. It supplied fair samples of the history-making men of the age, judges, members of parliament, colonial administrators, a few peers and bishops. Explanation of this very sentence. The writer tells us that many famous families helped Brookfield School. This school produced history-making men of the time. Example, Gracia. Its students became judges, members of parliament, managers for colonies, nobles and priests. Next reading. Mostly, however, it turned out merchants, manufacturers and professional men with a good sprinkling of country squires and parsons. Explanation. In these lines, the writer says that Brookfield School taught and guided those students who became merchants, manufacturers and other professionals in addition to landowners and clergies or priests. Reading of next sentence. It was the sort of school which, when mentioned, would sometimes make snobbish people confess that they rather thought they had heard of it. Explanation of this sentence. The writer says that Brookfield was a second-rank school. That is why the rich people only said that they had only heard of it. It means they did not give any importance to this school. Reading of next sentence. But if it had not been this sort of school, it would probably not have taken chips. In this sentence, the writer tells us that Brookfield School was a second-rank school. That's why Mr. Chips succeeded to become a teacher of this school. If it were a first-rank school, Mr. Chips would not be able to become its teacher. Reading of further sentence from the text. For Chips, in any social or academic sense, was just as respectable but no more brilliant than Brookfield itself. The writer tells us that Mr. Chips could only get a job in a second-rank school like Brookfield because he was not brilliant, outstanding or exceptional in his education as well as in social sense. He was respectable and honorable, but he was not superior to Brookfield School. Thus, he could not get a job as a teacher in any first-rank school. Further explanation from pages 4 and 5. Let us start further reading from page number 4. First, I read out. It had taken him some time to realize this at the beginning, not that he was boastful or conceited, but he had been, in his early 20s, as ambitious as most other young men at such an age. Meanings of difficult words. Taken, it is verb, it means past or spent. Next, realize, it is verb, it means understand. Next, boastful, it is adjective, it means proud, vain, self-important. Next, conceited, it is adjective, it means snobbish, proud, arrogant. Next, ambitious, it is adjective, it means striving, determined, motivated or impressive. Next reading. It had taken him some time to realize this at the beginning that he was boastful or conceited, but he had been in his early 20s, as ambitious as most other young men at such an age. In these lines, the writer tells us that when Mr. Chips started his career, he took some time to understand his real abilities. He was not proud, but he was quite young and he was in his 20s. He was determined, ambitious and motivated. Next reading. His dream had been to get a headship eventually, or at any rate a senior mastership in a really first class school. Meanings of difficult words. Eventually, it is adverb, it means finally, or in the end, or ultimately. Next, at any rate, it is prepositional phrase of rate. It means whatever happens or may have happened. It is used to clarify or emphasize a statement. Next, mastership. It is noun. It means mastery, skill of a master, or a teacher, or teaching. Next, really. It is adverb. It means truly, actually, in fact. Reading of next sentence from page number 4. It was only gradually after repeated trials and failures that he realized the inadequacy of his qualifications. Meanings of difficult words. Gradually, it is adverb, it means slowly, steadily, little by little, or in stages. Repeated, it is adjective, it means repetitive, or recurring, or frequent. Trials, it is a noun, it means tests, experiments, hardships, trouble, or ordeals. Realize, it is verb, it means understand, comprehend, recognize. Inadequacy, this word is a noun, it means insufficiency, lack, shortfall, defect, shortcoming. Next, qualifications, it is a noun, it means education, experience, training, or credentials. Explanation of these sentences. The writer tells us that Mr. Chips had a dream. He wanted to become headmaster of school in the end, or he wanted to become a senior teacher in a first rank school to some extent. However, he faced repeated tests, hardships, and failures continuously. After that, he came to know that his qualifications, degrees, and education were insufficient. There were shortcomings and deficiency in his education. Further reading, page number 4. His degree, for instance, was not particularly good, and his discipline, though good enough and improving, was not absolutely reliable under all conditions. Meanings of difficult words. Instance, it is a noun, it means example or case in point. Next, particularly, it is adverb, it means chiefly, mainly, mostly. Next, discipline, it is noun, it means regulation, order, control, or restraint. Though, it is conjunction, it means while, although, however, still. Next, enough, it is adjective, it means adequate or sufficient. Next, improving, it is adjective, it means developing, expanding, increasing. Absolutely, it is adverb, it means totally, utterly, entirely. Next, reliable, it is adjective, it means trustworthy or dependable. Reading of further sentence. He had no private means and no family connections of any importance. Meanings of difficult words. Means, it is a noun, it means income, earnings, resources, or wealth. Connections, it is a noun, it means relations, links, associations. Explanation. The writer says that the degree or education of Mr. Chase was not good. He had discipline problems. His discipline or class control was developing, but it was unreliable and incapable in all situations. Further reading of the text from page 4 and 5. About 1880, after he had been at Brookfield a decade, he began to recognize that the odds were heavily against his being able to better himself by moving elsewhere. Meanings of difficult words. Decade, it is a noun, it means 10 years. Begin, it is verb, it means started. Recognize, it is verb, it means understand or realize. Odds, it is a noun, it means chances or probabilities. Heavily, it is adverb, it means a lot, greatly, profoundly. Able, it is adjective, it means talented or gifted or bright. Elsewhere, it is adverb, it means away, somewhere else, or in a different place. Reading of further sentence. But about that time also, the possibility of staying where he was began to fill a comfortable niche in his mind. Meanings of difficult words: possibility, it is a noun, it means likelihood, chance or option. Staying, it is noun, it means stop. Comfortable, it is adjective, it means contented, easy or calm. Niche, it is noun, it means place, position, slot, recess or nook. Explanation: in these lines, the writer tells us that Mr. Chips had served Brookfield School for 10 years till 1880. He started to understand that he had no chance to go anywhere else for a better job. Moreover, he understood and kept this thing in his mind, that he should stay at Brookfield. Further reading: first I read out the text. At 40, he was rooted, settled and quite happy. At 50, he was the doyen of the staff. Meanings of difficult words: rooted, it is adjective, it means fixed, embedded or ingrained. Settled, it is adjective, it means established, developed or complete. Quite is adverb, it means fairly, fully, enough or totally. Doyen, it is a noun, it means the most respected or prominent person in a particular field. Staff, it is a noun, it means personnel, workers, workforce or human resource. Reading of next sentence: at 60, under a new and youthful head, he was Brookfield, the guest of honor at Brookfieldian dinners, the court of appeal in all matters affecting Brookfield history and traditions. Meanings of difficult words: first, guest of honor, it is a noun, it means the most important guest at an occasion. Dinners, it is a noun, it means feast, the main meal of the day, taken either around midday or in the evening. Court of appeal, it is a noun, in England and Wales, a court of law that hears appeals against both civil and criminal judgments. Matter, it is a noun, it means issue, affair, question or problem. Affecting, it is adjective, it means touching, influencing or involving. Traditions, it is noun, it means customs or ways of life. Explanation: the writer says, when Mr. Chips touched 40 years of his age, he was fixed and settled at Brookfield School. He was very happy. When he turned 50 years old, he became doyen or important member among teachers or teaching staff. When his age was 60, a new and young headmaster joined Brookfield School. At that time, Mr. Chips was Brookfield. It means he became very important. He became chief guest at old Brookfieldian dinners. He became a judge and he decided issues regarding history and traditions of Brookfield. Further reading from page number 5. And in 1913, when he turned 65, he retired, was presented with a check and a writing desk and a clock, and went across the road to live at Mrs. Wickett's. Meanings of difficult words: turned, it is verb, it means reached. Retire, it is verb, it means stop working or leave or withdraw. Present, it is verb, it means hand over or to give award or give to. Check, it is a noun, it is an order to a bank to pay a stated sum from the drawer's account, written on a specially printed form. Across, it is adverb, it means crossways or crosswise. Explanation of the sentence: the writer says that Mr. Chips left Brookfield School in 1913. He was 65 years old. He retired from his service. He received a check, a writing table and a clock at that time. Then he went to cross the road and he started to live at the house of Mrs. Wickett. Further reading of the text from page number 5. A decent career, decently closed. 3 cheers for old Chips, they all shouted at that uproarious end of term dinner. Meanings of difficult words: decent, it is adjective, it means polite, civilized or well mannered. Career, it is a noun, it means vocation, occupation, profession, job or line of business. Cheers, it is a noun, it means applause, clapping, cheering. Shouted, it is verb, it means yell, cry or scream. Next, Uproarious, it is adjective, it means scream. Hilarious, very funny, a hoot. End of term, it is noun. End of fixed period of study at school. Dinner, it is noun, it means banquet or feast. Reading of next sentence. 3 years indeed, but there was more to come. An unguessed epilogue. An encore played to a tragic audience. Meanings of difficult words. Cheers, it is a noun, it means clapping or applause or cheering. Next, indeed, it is adverb, it means really, certainly, definitely. Unguessed, it is adjective, it means unforeseen. Epilogue, it is a noun, a section or speech at the end of a book or play that serves as a comment on or a conclusion to what has happened. It means the students wanted to listen to Mr. Chips. They wanted to listen to his final words and comments in the end of that program, because Mr. Chips was going to leave that school. Encore, it is a noun, it means repeated or additional performance of an atom at the end of a concert as called for by an audience. Here it means that students, they requested Mr. Chips to repeat again that performance that he used to perform in his life. Tragic, it is adjective, it means sad, terrible. It means the students, they were very sad because Mr. Chips was leaving the school. Audience, it is a noun, spectators. Here it means students. Explanation. The writer says the career of Mr. Chips was decent and well mannered. Moreover, his teaching job ended politely and decently. The people and his students clapped 3 times for him, but the sad spectators and students had to listen to an unexpected last speech or epilogue that was an encore or repeated performance by Mr. Chips. Thank you very much.